So let's get going. We do have recording on. Today's set of slides. It's a thing I've learned this years and years ago. It's called the Phases of Mastery. 6 phases of mastery. The first time I ever heard it was with Matthew Ferry. Oh God, it had to be in the 90s when I heard this. I mean, it still applies today, and I think it applies to any business and almost anything in life. So, so, some of you may have heard this. Some of you may have heard versions of it. And again, so the goal today is to sit down and go through this, and then find out, then really evaluate where are you and where would you like to be, right? So that's what it's really about, right? Where are you and where would you like to be? So, so that's what this is all about. So, and before we get going there, real quick, we're going to be doing we did the rental class last week. It was great. We had a good turnout. Doug Miller was out actually writing an offer yesterday with a client that he brought to the meeting. So the guy was thinking about buying a rental property. And then after the meeting, he filled in a lot of gaps that the guy had in his mind, a lot of questions he wasn't sure of. And so now, the guy was confident and went right out and started writing offers. So how cool is that, right? And then because of that, and he only did, Doug actually ran an ad on KSL and had total strangers showing up from his KSL ad saying understanding rental properties. Not sure quite, what type of ad he ran, but, where he ran it. But the point is he did and got people there. So now for June 22nd, the letter that's going out next Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month, is we're going to be doing a HUD class Tuesday, June 22nd. So invite your SOI, run Facebook ads, run KSL ads, get clients there. You will do business, do something, right? So, and then, a couple people joined. Stephanie sent me over a mailing list. Griselle sent me over a mailing list. And we're getting their letters out, too. They're going to be joining in on the mailing list. So I'm real excited about getting things going. So speaking of, and then we're going to talk about in the phases of mastery, how that plays in of what we're doing, how that all plays in. So let's get going. So what are the phases of mastery, right? So the first phase is formulation, and then and this is where you kind of create a plan. Second phase, concentration, then momentum, stabilization, breakthrough, and mastery. So we're going to walk through these real quick. So first phase, formulation, right? So create a clear vision of your goals, right? What are your goals? What do you want to do? I mean, you want to do a deal a month, 2 deals a month, 5 deals a month? If you're doing a half a deal a month, move up to a deal a month. So if you're doing 2 deals a month, then let's do 4 deals a month, right? So, or 2 deals, 1 a week, right? So it doesn't matter where it is. You just need to have a vision. And we talked about that as far as the firewalk. Firewalk is you got to know what it is. You got to be able to see it. If you can't see it, then you won't know it when you get there, right? So you got to be able to clearly see what it is you want. So and that's create a clear vision of your goals, right? Whatever it is. Then so that's your goals. Then the next phase is you make a decision to what you want, right? But now we got to create a step-by-step plan. What is that, right? So we give and the step-by-step plan that I promote the most is your sphere of influence. Number one, that's the first. That's always your primary. And then with your sphere of influence, we do I believe you do 2 mailers a month. You do a once a quarter. You call them. Once a quarter, you stop by. You visit your A pluses, right? You prioritize the people you're going to visit, and the people you're going to call first are your A pluses, right? Those are the people you call first, and then everybody else is kind of on the mailing list. And then, but here's the cool part: I do the mailing for you. Just sign up. Just do it. Don't think this. Don't overthink this. This system is not something I've invented. This system is a mash of one of 20 something years of practice, but being highly trained. I've been trained, Mike Ferry coaches, Keller Williams coaches, Keller Williams University, School of Hard Knocks. I mean, there's a lot of training going on in this, and this is simple. Keep it simple. Stay out of your own way. Don't complicate it. We love to complicate things. If we think we complicate things, we actually earned our value. No, make it look easy. Don't complicate it. So step-by-step plan, right? Get a list of people and then work them. Work them for what? Referrals. You want to work them for referrals. Not, if they're moving, obviously we want to be their agent, but they're not all going to move. So we would need to work them for a referral. Scott's got a small SOI, and he just closed a nice, what do you call it? A good size transaction. And then he's got like 3 other leads in the various phases of the pipeline. Some are actually out looking at properties. How cool is that? A small database. So, but because he's touching it. So that's the thing. You got to touch the database. And I, recommend the 2 mailers a month, 1 call a quarter, and 1 stop by a quarter. And then after you call them, you talk to them, right? Forward, how's it going? How's the family? How's the wife? How's the kids? Blah, 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 right? And then, oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for any of your referrals. And then as soon as you hang up, you send them a thank you card, right? So you hand them a thank you card, or you handwrite them a thank you card. And then it was great talking to you. It doesn't have to say thank you, but hey, it was great talking to you the other day. Loved catching up. If there's ever anything I can do for you, please feel free to call me. Drop your business card in there, right? Those are the things you want to do, right? So you call them. Then your A pluses, right? A pluses are people that have given you business in the past. So those are A pluses. Pop by, say hi, right? So those are now. So look into who needs to be involved with you. So yeah, who else needs to be involved with you, right? So in other words, make sure you have all the right people. Are you, whatever it is you're doing, make sure you have a good power team in place, right? Make sure you have a good lender in place. Everybody good. And we have good teams. We've been systematically putting together really, really good teams. So you just go to the website. They're there. So make an announcement about your intentions, right? I intend to do, this is big right here, right? I intend to do it, X amount of deals or whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Let everybody know by making people know. And then the thing is, though, you want to write it down, too, every day. You want to write this down every day. So whatever your basic goals are, right? So I have 4 items that I have on my goal list, right? Number 1, I attract one proper agent per month. And my second goal is I close 100 transactions per month. That's a company goal. I earn $40,000 per month. I weigh 180 pounds. Those are my intentions. Those are my goals. We talked about last week on the 10-10, right? Write them down. So, okay. So next, that's your formulation, right? You got to know what it is you're doing. Now let's do it, right? Concentration is the day-to-day grind, right? That's putting the plan into action, right? So you got to focus on the day-to-day activities. Love that affirmation, the one that says, I'm committed to the process and not attached to the outcome, right? So one of my emails, Ferber emails from years and years ago, right? I'm committed to the process. I just do the day-to-day. So, in fact, that's that Ferber one is a good one. So I'll look for that while we're talking. But you got to just focus on the day-to-day. So one of the things you'll see in the concentration phase, it's one of the things you got to master the morning. You hear me preach that all the time. You got to master the morning. If you leave this stuff go to the afternoon, it's not going to happen. Brian Buffini says it best, right? We don't make time to lead generate. We make time to get the addendum signed. We make time to show up for inspections. We don't make time to lead generate. Lead generation is the hub. It is the center of the universe. Everything else, we make time for everything else. We don't make time for lead generation. We make time for everything else. Okay? So consistency is the key. Consistency, that is the key. And that is one of the things that the Aubrey and Associates mail campaign and SOI mail does for you. And it brings consistency into your life, right? I am an agent. I get it. I've never been more consistent now that I have to do it for someone else. When I did it myself, I was like, I can do it tomorrow. I can put it off. I mean, I did pretty good job at it, but man, I'm like German train schedule right now with you guys because I've committed to you. I have to do it, right? So consistency is the key, right? So, that's huge, right? But now we're in the phase, right? So now it seems like in the beginning you get these minimal results, a lot of work, day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, and you seem like you're getting minimal results. That's the concentration phase. You've got to stick to the program. Stick to the program. Don't go, I tried that once, it didn't work. No, bull crap. You got to do it day in and day out, day in and day out. This is a marathon. We're not buying leads, we're generating leads, right? So here's the little email I got, and a lot of you have heard this, but we all need to hear it, and I get excited when I hear it because it always reminds me. It's called actions versus results. Everyone wants and expects results. At the same time, we must be patient. Sometimes we get instant results. Sometimes the results may take months. Either one is normal and perfect. You have to maintain the belief in yourself and the belief in the system to manifest results. One challenge you will have in this program is expecting results and at the same time not being attached to them. So here's the thoughts from Wayne Dyer. Surrender to the process. You must let go and surrender to the actual process. Forget the result, the reward, the money, the trophy, the accolades. Put your mind and your physical body totally into the experience at hand. It's not that difficult to achieve. If you choose to stay with results rather than process, you can produce for yourself envy, jealousy, and discord. If you make the shift, you can create flow, which leads to prosperity and the awareness of personal miracles in your performances. How do you surrender? Just let go. Don't strain to achieve. Instead, enjoy the process of the work that you are doing, right? So enjoy calling your clients up. Enjoy sending them a text message. Enjoy writing a card, right? Enjoy it. Enjoy helping them. The result will come independent of your striving for them. When your mind is on the results rather than what you're doing, you create an inner discord that blocks any and all possibilities for miracles to show up. One of my favorite lines of all life, prosperity is about purpose. Wow. So success and prosperity, that's purpose. It's about purpose. Purpose is about loving and giving, right? So that's like, so don't be attached to the results of the day, right? Just focus, master the morning and just get going, right? Just do it. Stay committed to the process. Just stay the course. So now momentum, right? Anybody feeling momentum in there? I know of a couple of you have got some momentum. I know some of you that have fallen out of momentum. You had momentum and it kind of disappeared on you, slows down. So, right, what is momentum? So we start out, we're in concentration phase. We're doing it day in and day out, day in and day out. Hardly seems like anything happening. Now momentum comes, and it's like the opposite, right? Results, boom, results start showing up. And then, and then it seems disproportionate. Seems like minimal effort, right? We're not hardly doing anything, and results are showing up, right? And that's like, next thing you know, you're busy, right? And then you're busy, and you got things going on. Got a couple listings, got a couple buyers, got a couple pending, and you're like, I'm not, that's a lot of work, and there's a lot of pressure. We deal with pressure, right? But the reality is it's an accumulation effect. That's why it seems like minimal effort. It is it's all the work you've done in the last 30, 60, 90 days that is accumulating. That's why you have momentum. You're accumulating energy, right? You're accumulating results. So it's accumulation effect. So, and what happens though, we tend to say, okay, I'm busy, and things are just rolling. I don't have to work. So yeah, you do. You got to keep you still have to do your concentration no matter what. I don't care how busy you are. You still have to do your concentration phase. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. We don't make time to do it. We make time to do everything else. Right. So the dangers of momentum is not doing your concentration. Right. So why do you not do concentration? You have lack of systems and their ego. And ego meaning, when I say ego, meaning you think that, well, I got this figured out. I don't have to work as hard. No, that's your ego talking. It's you. The only reason why you have it is because of the accumulation, not because things all of a sudden, not because you've kind of figured it out, right? The snowball got bigger by rolling down the hill. If you started in the middle of the hill, or if you stop rolling it, your snowball's going to not get bigger, and eventually the sun's going to come out and melt it. Right? So if you have lack of systems, what is one of the systems? What we do at Aubrey and Associates is we do this mailer for you. We do 2 mailers for you. Holy crap. So that is keeping you consistent. So even when you're in a roller coaster and you're flying high and you're going fast and your hands are up and you're wahooing through this thing, the mailers are still going out for you. That is keeping you consistent, keeping you in the game. Now, so all you got to do is make a couple phone calls a day, send out a couple cards a day, and then 1 or 2 people a week visit. Holy cow, that you can do that. I don't care how busy you are. You can do that. If you cannot make 3 calls a day, send out 3 cards a day, and visit 1 or 2 people a week, if you cannot do that, please write me a 500-word essay explaining why. Okay? It's not true. If you think you can't do it, you made it up. Not a scientific fact. You made it up. Do it anyway. We don't make time to do this. That is the universe. We center around that universe. So if you stop doing the concentration phase for at least a week, you're going to break down. If you break down, you go back one level, right? So if you break down in momentum, you go back to concentration. If you don't do it for 2 weeks or more, you go into disaster mode. Disaster mode means you go back 2 levels. So don't do it. Stay focused. Stay in the game. I got it going on. I got the mailer system for you. So you just need to have systems to manage your files. And if you don't have systems to do it, get a transaction coordinator. Are they going to do it exactly the way you do it? No. They never will. Nobody does it the way you do it. They're going to get it done. A lot of times they do it better because they're not as we're realtors, We complicate things. They don't complicate things. They just get it done. And I'm talking about initials and stuff like that. Don't be spending time chasing stuff. Hire somebody. So that's momentum, right? So then what happens after momentum is if you stay in momentum long enough and you create systems, then you go into what's called stabilization. Stabilization is awesome. Stabilization is where it's a well-managed momentum, right? You got momentum going on, but you got systems. You got systems in place, and you're well-managed. Right now you got momentum. You're in momentum, so now you're doing 2, 3 things at a time. You got 2, 3 buyers, 2, 3 listings, 2, 3 pending. That means always something happening, right? But now you're getting used to the systems. You're stabilizing, right? Because you went from hardly any to a high rate of speed. Now you're used to driving at the high rate of speed. Your tires are leveled out and all that kind of stuff. And it just seems, okay, this isn't fast anymore. This is kind of normal, right? This is our normal speed. I have momentum going on. Oh, I got to get up. All I got to do is get up and do my job. I got to get up and make my 3 calls, send out my 3 cards, stop by and see somebody once a week. That's it. If you do this, you have a less of a roller coaster, right? 10 deals one month and 2 the next. Oh my gosh, it's a pain. It's brutal. No way to live, especially you get into drier seasons and, and you're like, So you want to stay in a well-managed momentum. That's what stabilization is. Breakdowns and disasters, we talked about it before. If you stop doing what gets you there, it's going to take you back a level, right? Back a level here will be a momentum, not too bad, but you're not stabilized again. You want to be stabilized. At minimum, you want to be stabilized, right? And then, of course, disasters can send you back to your concentration phase. So we don't want to do that, right? So Finely tuned systems are everything. Those of you who know me, I outsource everything. I rarely do anything that that I mean. So meaning I just I hire people to do things that um, what do you call it, so that I can focus on doing what I got to do, the income generating activities, right? So repetitious boredom. This is the key right here. If you master seriously, the key to money to success is mastering repetitious boredom, right? That's why you get that. Well, I tried that once, it didn't work. I tried it for a year, it didn't work. It was working great. And then what happened is some huckster came along with some magic bullet, and you decided to not do it, try something else. Didn't work. No, stay the course. Stay the course, right? So hearing beeping, so I'm not sure what that is, but anyway. So don't fix what is not broken. We all heard that expression, right? So now breakthrough, right? First, you're a stabilized business. Then we add more, either new lead sources or new businesses all together. Similar to the beginning, but you're starting at a higher plateau, right? So when you go to a breakthrough, you're going to kind of do, concentration and momentum, and then kind of get a momentum. But we're starting at a higher level, right? It kind of looks like this, right? So this phase here, you're in concentration, you go to momentum, stabilize. Now you're going to do it again, but you're starting from this level. So it's a whole big difference between going from 0 to a couple deals a month to go from 4 deals a month to 10 deals a month, right? Because now that you're stabilized, you can go after builders, you can go after, other lead sources that are going to bring you multiple transactions, attorneys and estate planners, all that kind of stuff. But once you're stabilized from your SOI, then now you have the ability, because once you master this section, what took you 10 hours a day, you're now going to do it in 6 and 7 hours a day. So now you got a couple hours a day. You're stabilized. You're working less time, making more money, and now you got the ability to add something to your business. Then once you add something to your business, boom, because it's easier to go from 4 to 10 than it is to go 0 to 4. It's just easier. Why? Because here you got money coming in. Things are a whole lot easier when you don't need the money, right? When you need the money, Gallagher used to have a joke. He says, I went to the bank for a loan. They said, no. I said, how come? They said, because you need it. He says, if I didn't need it, you'd loan it to me. And they said, all you want. So, and that's just kind of how it goes. The banks know it, right? So that's kind of breakthrough. So you want to get through to the breakthrough phase, and then where you can add more deals. Now, if you stay in the constant stabilization, a couple deals a month, and it's working perfectly, great. You don't have to go further than this, but you don't want to live in momentum. You want to be. It's better to be in momentum than concentration, but you don't want to live in momentum. You want to get through to stabilization. So then, mastery is you got all your goals, plans, and actions. Momentum breakdown and stabilize, adding new business. Now you're a well-oiled machine. You have leverage. This is where you bring leverage into your world, and you get people to do things for you, right? So one of my goals will be one of my, in my flow chart of my world is someone to take over what I call brokerage duties, not training duties. That's where I live. I live in training. God, I love this stuff, right? But auditing files and that kind of stuff, and just some of that, just mundane stuff. So that'll be one of the first things I leverage out. And then because mastery means you have systematically replaced yourself, right? That's when you master, when you replace yourself. And then so you do nothing and everything occurs. You own a business. Those are the levels. Now, do you have to go there? Not necessarily. Will I ever stop working? Not till they bury me. I will never stop working. The difference between what I do now and what I do 10, 15 years from now will be I won't have to work. I just, I love working now, but I still have to work. I don't have enough money in the bank where I don't have to work. But, 10 years from now, I won't have to work, period. But I will be out of bed every day at 5:30 in the morning, and I will be working at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'll be working it. And because why? Because I love it. So that's mastery. So that's the end of that, boys and girls. Thoughts, questions, concerns? I hope you can all hear me. Any questions? So did I lose sound there? Is everybody there?
I'm here.
I'm here. I'm awake. I'm up. We used to have a kid when I was a kid.
Too.
Yeah. So any questions, thoughts? So how would you like to comment on where you are? Silence. So I'm listening to I was singing the Sounds of Silence earlier. Paul Simon. Silence like a cancer grows. So anyway, oh God, I recorded that. I can't believe that. So anyway, well, if that's it, I hope this was inspirational for you. I hope you understand where you are, what it takes to get where you're going or where you want to be. And I don't care what kind of business you're running, even if your business is a half a deal a month, it's still the same system. Got to have a system to get you there. If you don't have any system, then you're going on a roller coaster. And I lived on a roller coaster. It has its fun moments, but its not so fun moments are terrible. Gosh, they're terrible. So if no further questions, I'm going to stop the recording.